Right, let's get the view of Darren Stanton. He's TV's human lie detector and body language expert. Darren, welcome to the programme. Now, Trump and May went to all lengths to stress how special their relationship actually is. How convincing were they, in your view?
Not very, to be honest. I think, we've seen the usual power gestures. Mr. Trump up to his old tricks with his power handshake and placing his hand on Theresa May's shoulder, which again is to denote I'm the more powerful person. And I think during the press conference, the verbal content of what he was saying sounded very nice, but I think non-verbally, in my mind especially, I don't think the relationship is as strong as he would like to convey.
What about Mrs May's body language then? Because she couldn't have been looking forward to that news conference after the front pages of The Sun and other newspapers this morning, and it's certainly quite the Friday the 13th for her, but she seemed to be nodding and smiling more than many might have expected her to.
Yeah, I think, as a politician, she's got a great deal of mental resilience, so I think she shrugged it off, but it couldn't have been very easy. Certainly with some of the questions later on in the Q&A, the fact that the day before President Trump had obviously been criticising her sort of Brexit activities, etc., and the fact that Boris Johnson would also make a great Prime Minister. So I think she did convey herself with great dignity, but it was clear that, it was a very anxious and a very sort of tough moment for her.
How would you describe Donald Trump and Theresa May's encounter as compared to just a couple of years back when we had Barack Obama and David Cameron?
I think it's very different. I think there seemed to be a very natural sort of rapport between Barack Obama and Cameron. Lots of other gestures, sort of thing called matching and mirroring, where the two used to face each other quite a lot. They were a lot more tactile as well. So I think there's a vast contrast and difference between then and now, really.
And what about now? He's going to be off having tea with the Queen now in Windsor Castle. Now, she has seen presidents and prime ministers come and go. She's not going to fall for any of the Trump charm, is she?
No, I don't think so at all. I think obviously the Queen's, as you say, she's seen it all. She's, sort of interacted with many presidents over the years, seen it all. So I don't think she'll take anything from President Trump. It'll be quite interesting to any sort of encounters, or if President Trump speaks about that. So it'll be quite interesting.
Yeah. Well, what do you think the way the public perceive the way people in those positions conduct themselves in their body language? Because on the one hand, people don't seem to want very antiseptic, beige politicians not moving or giving any gestures. And then on the other hand, they don't seem to like them being too tactile either.
Yeah, I mean, I often hear this, and certainly with President Trump, I mean, he does very much come over as being congruent with what he thinks. I mean, I worked a lot on the run-up to the presidential election and, during the US primaries, and the question I was asked a lot was the fact that is he being truthful in terms of what he was saying, on the campaign trail? And the truth is, yes, he's a man that is very consistent and congruent with what he thinks and the way that he conveys himself with his body language. So I do think, yes, the public do like politicians to be completely open and honest and congruent with the body language. And let's not forget, many politicians do get trained and coached in how to present themselves to the media.
Yeah, I'm sure he'll be able to shake loose over the weekend when he heads up to one of his golf courses to go and play a round or two. For now, though, all right, Darren Stanton, thanks for keeping watch over that for us. Good to talk to you.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Now, even though Trump